When I'm calling people, everyone is different. So, getting a feel for the people over the phone and what their personality is like, and how we will mirror and match and kind of figure out what personality type they are so that we know how to best communicate with them. So, I like to dive deep on those mastery skills so that I can make the best connection with people when I'm making those calls.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Aaron Wittenstein, and I would like to welcome you all to Vulcan 7 Roadmap. This is where we speak to agents across the country to help you learn how to take 456.73 listings a week, all right? And we've got a special guest today, all the way from the Space Coast of Florida, the opposite side of where I live, melissaGrant. Melissa, how are we doing today?
I am fantastic, Aaron. How about yourself?
I gotta say, I'm for everything. I'm doing pretty darn good here today. I'm doing pretty darn good. So we were chatting, and Melissa does a good portion. What would you say, about 75% of your business over the last rolling 12 months has been what? Expired listings, right?
Yes,
That's a good portion of
that's
business
correct.
right there. That's a good portion of business.
Yeah,
And what I found to be extremely interesting is you love like the art of speaking to people.
I do. I do.
So, like, tell me a little bit more about that, because I mean that there's so many ways that you wind up going with that, left, right, up, and down. But tell me, like, what do you enjoy diving into the art of this?
So, Aaron, when I'm calling people, everyone is different. So, getting a feel for the people over the phone and what their personality is like, and how we will mirror and match and kind of figure out what personality type they are so that we know how to best communicate with them. So, I like to dive deep on those mastery skills so that I can make the best connection with people when I'm making those calls.
Okay, so mirror and matching. Um,
Yes.
can you just kind of give me an example of what mirror and matching looks like?
So if I call someone and they sound pretty down and out and they're low, I try to slow it down. I wouldn't necessarily, if I can tell they're kind of having an off day, or they're just their energy isn't that high, then I'll draw my energy back. Versus if someone answers the phone and I say, "Good morning," and they say, "Good morning," then I'm like, "How's it going today? Am I the first agent or the 50th?" So I just try to feel them out so that I'm not up here and they're down here. So I'm
See
just
that.
trying to get on the same field as them.
So is this something that you've just kind of taught yourself? Have you learned how to do that? Like, how did that all come about?
So at our brokerage, we um, I'm with KW, so we're heavy into training. One of the things that we lean into here is personality profiles in the disc, and trying to learn what those different personality types are. We have high D personalities that are or high I's that are super like to communicate and have, kind of the energetic personalities. So, um, really diving deep to learn about different personality types.
Got it. Because we have D, which is the driver, right?
The
We have
driver.
the I. What is I always say the huggy feely people, but what are they?
Yeah. So those I people are the ones who are going to have like some feelings there.
Yeah, that's what I'm the huggy feel. Now a driver, right? A driver is somebody that's what, like like right to
Dominant, like a
exact
dominant personality.
exactly, and those are like like massive amounts of real estate agents are drivers. I'm assuming you knew that.
Yeah, we're all together here, so we talk over each other and things.
Exactly, and then you have the what are the S and the C, correct?
So you have the S and the C. Our S's, they're super analytical. If you have ever had a client that's an engineer, you know what I'm talking about. They want all the data. They want to see the statistics. They want you to dive deep and tell them about the numbers. So once you can pick up on that, you can start talking about market numbers, and those are things that would draw the S personality in and kind of get them on the hook.
You do realize I could talk about this with you for the next 3.5 hours, right?
Yes. And not to say because we might not pick that out on the first call. We may not get that far. So the follow-up is important as well.
Oh yeah, and definitely hands down. And because once you can engage with that thing, like you said, when you're mirror and matching them, you get a vibe on who they are. Then what you're saying with the disc is you're taking it to the next level, correct?
Correct.
So do you have any like tricks or anything that you can that you can think of in regards to figuring out what a personality profile, like which personality profile it is?
So sometimes you can ask them questions, like ask them, "Hey, can you describe your house for me? I haven't seen it in person. Can you tell me about it?" And usually you can gauge by their response, like, a high D. Before I knew what disc was, and someone asked that same question to me, they asked me to describe my house, and my answer was homey. So very just trying to see what details they give you there.
Got it. And it's yeah, and it's when you know more about the people, you know how you can work with them
Correct.
because right, because not everybody's the
Yes.
same.
They're not the same, and so not everyone has the same needs of communication. How I like to be communicated with may not be the same for you. So, it's important that we are not treating them the way that we wanna be treated and more how they wanna be treated.
Exactly, exactly. No, so let
Yeah.
me. I think I mentioned this. Can you guess what I am?
Can I guess what you are?
What my personality profile is?
Okay, so I actually don't think you're a high D.
Okay, what am I?
Well, would you describe your house for me, Aaron?
Well, it's 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 353 square feet. We've got 3 bedrooms for my kids. I'm sorry, 4 bedrooms. One for me and my wife, one for my children. We have a backyard for the dog, and it's just a nice place to
So,
live.
I would lean with C.
Okay. And it's weird because when things go differently, I haven't taken my personality profile in like 7 years, right?
Right.
And I used where I was back in the day, and I'd be curious to take it again. Is like a DI. I was like my I was higher than my D, which can
Okay,
mask
so
as a
so
C.
and I flip. Sometimes I'm a D and sometimes I can be high I.
Oh my gosh, we could talk this for days. we could absolutely talk this for days. So when you're prospecting, all right, when you're calling your
Okay.
expireds, are you an expired? You're an expired person, right?
I'm an expired person. Way more. FISBOs are just not my thing.
Me neither. So, um, when you are prospecting for an expired listing, what I know you said you asked, tell me about the house.
Yes.
Is there any other things that you use within that script to be able to figure out how to properly, what's the word I'm looking for here? How to properly bring them in, if you will.
Yes. So when I first call them, I'm trying to feel out the energy first. Um, and then if I've got them where I can lead them into questions, I go into my traditional script. I tell them who I am and I ask them, hey, had the house sold? Where were you going? So I do go into the traditional scripts. I read them all the time. I write them out. So probably the same ones that we're all using.
Would you be open to a quick role play? Is that something you'd be open to?
Sure, sure.
Okay, cool. So I'm an expired, let's say for everything. I just came off the market. You're starting at 8:30 in the morning, and you're the third broker to call me. Let's just make it that way.
Okay. So the third broker, do I know this going in, or are you gonna tell me right now?
I'll tell. Let's just say you don't know it yet, but I haven't been beat up enough yet. Put it that way.
Okay, okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron. This is Melissa with Keller Williams. Hey, the reason for my call this morning is twofold. I wanted to be sure that you knew that your home is no longer listed for sale.
Hmm.
And I wanted to see what your plans are for the property.
Yeah, you're like the third agent to call me, so I'm fully aware, at this point
Oh,
that my house came off the
only the
market.
third? Only the
Y-
third?
Yeah. Oh, why do you say that? That sounds horrible. Why do you say that?
Well, I feel pretty good I'm only the third today and not the 20th or the 30th.
You're telling me I'm going to get 20 or 30 phone calls today?
It could be. So what I would ask you is, do you have any appointments set for the day yet, Aaron?
No, it just came off yesterday. We fired our agent because I got to tell you, they did not do the job properly at all. Our house is on the market for over, gosh, you probably know better than I do. And yeah, we're very sick of our previous agent.
Yeah, I did see that you had 90 days on market, and it looks like you're about 60 in your area. Um, do you know what went wrong? Why do you think the house didn't sell?
I have no idea. Our house is gorgeous. I mean, we put in all the upgrades. We've got the custom pool and the great backyard, and your guess is as good as mine.
And did you have any showings during that time, Aaron?
Yeah, we had like 12.
Okay, so you had some good activity. Any offers there?
One, but it was really bad, like really bad.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, how about this? Do you think that you'd have time this afternoon? I'd love to come by about 15 minutes and just show you what we're doing to get houses sold in the market today.
So let me ask you this then. All right. So what would you do differently than my agent did?
Well, I'm not sure yet because it sounds like your agent didn't do much, Aaron. So if you had 15 minutes today at, 2 o'clock or 4, I could come by and show you what our marketing plan looks like for the current climate of today.
Sh- yeah, sure. You can stop by. We're not signing anything though.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. No pressure to sign. I'd just like to show you what we offer and see if it's something that would make sense.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You can come by.
Okay, sounds good. I'll see you today around 2.
Perfect. So what you did that I liked, all right, which this as well as I do, is that when most agents say, "What are you going to do differently?" They say, "Oh, we're going to do Facebook ads. We're going to do open houses. We're going to do drone photography." Like you can't build that value over the phone,
Yep.
and you just can't. And what did you? I mean, what did you do? You closed me, right?
Right, because we want to get, that appointment as fast as we can, so we can get face to face with them. And then we can really, because then we're going to see body language, which we can kind of feel their vibe or their energy. But when we can get in person with them and see their body language and try to get them to be relaxed and be open to conversation, that's when we're going to be able to close that deal.
Exactly, exactly. And I definitely I felt the mirror and matching, that you were doing, in regards to the conversation, which was great. And it's being able to stand out, right? And
Mhm.
the one thing I don't want to gloss over is what you said in the beginning is we all use similar scripts, but I practice my scripts, I write out my scripts, and I know basically said I know my scripts inside and out. Is that you were kind of alluding to that?
Yes, and it's not about reading from a script, it's knowing the script, and depending on the person, you may move that or reorganize that script and take it in a different direction. I feel like sometimes, and even maybe in that, if I waited too long, I would lose you. So I just wanted to grab that appointment as fast as I could. Um,
Exactly. And I mean, you could sense who I was and what my deal was and get to the point, close me, call it a day, and move on, right?
yeah,
So, how often are you practicing on a regular basis, would you say?
every every day.
Every day.
So, yeah. So I have a binder, I have a notebook. It's a notebook. I have my scripts printed out. They're in sleeves. They're, printed on like a typed document. And then I just have notebook paper behind that and I'll write them out. I read through the scripts, I write them out. So if I'm going to call expireds, I'm going to pull up my expired script. I'm going to read through it out loud, out loud, and then I'm going to write it out a few times. And that's how I do my scripts. And then I have a little mindset routine that I do before I get my dials in the morning.
Okay. I got to ask, what's the mindset routine? You can't say that and not share it with us.
So Above scripts to me is mindset. I think mindset matters most. When I wake up in the morning, I want to spend the first 15 minutes of my day not putting any garbage in my mind. So I don't reach for the phone or, want to scroll through social media because I don't want to see anything negative first thing in the morning. I don't want to read in a Facebook group that the market sucks and there's nobody selling, or I just don't want that thought before I'm going to go into picking up the phone. So I intentionally avoid that, and then I just have my silence in the morning where I'm at peace. I make sure I have my breakfast and my banana, and I just get cozy and I read through my scripts. Sometimes I put on different podcasts. Vulcan, I have a few episodes that I've saved over the years that I like to play those back on loop because I liked the guests and I felt like they got me pumped up. So, I just like a little mindset routine in the morning that's going to get me in the good space to know that there's somebody out there that really needs my help.
Okay, there's two words that you just said that I never actually heard together. You use the word cozy and
Yes.
prospecting. That just blew my mind. You know what I mean? I'm picturing like sitting there prospecting in front of a fireplace with like a warm fuzzy blanket.
Oh, my office, and I'm in the brokerage today, so I'm actually hiding out in a little corner office. But when I'm at home, which is my bunker, that's my room, my home office. So it is cozy. I have my chair, my desks, my big plant in the corner that I feel like is producing fresh oxygen for me, like all the things. It is cozy. So I just get settled in there and pick up that phone and wait to find my next lifelong client on the phone, Aaron.
No, I love it. And the thing is, what I gather from you is you're a very relaxing soul on people. You know what I mean? Like that's what I get from you. And to be able to do that when you're on the phone, to be calm is extremely important, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and just to maintain that sense of calmness, because it's I think you'll agree with me that it's chaos for these people. You know,
Chaos. Yes.
it's pure chaos. And to be able that sense of calmness that you're going to bring to them, aka the warm fuzzy blanket, right? Is gonna, I mean, what do you think? I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think because some people say it's a cold call, and we know when we're calling people, it doesn't have to be a cold call. It can be a warm call. It can be a, hey, what's your situation here? Maybe we can help you, or, sometimes you talk to people and you realize they were led astray and maybe they have a situation that you can't help. Maybe the number is wrong and you're just not, what they want can't be achieved. And then you can get to the bottom of that too
Exactly. And
and
until
follow
you
up so that when they do need your help, you're top of mind, right?
100%, exactly. And it's
Yeah.
just it's having the proper attitude, which you have, and I'm sure you know that. And it's bringing just that, like I said, with you, it's bringing that warm fuzziness. And I know that's a corny word to use, but it seems like it seems like that's why you're so successful. It's just you're going to bring that to them.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
very welcome. You're very welcome. So let me ask you this: a brand new agent walks across your desk, knock knock knock, or your door, knock 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 on your door, and says, "Melissa, I'm brand new. What is one piece of advice you have for me? What would that piece of advice be?"
So I tell agents two things. The first thing I tell agents is get in the market center and make sure that you're immersing yourself so that you are around, because when you're a new agent, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. You have no idea what are the activities. I tell them just go, and if there's a door open with an agent inside, introduce yourself, make friends, because some of the first leads we ever get are from other agents, you know. And I tell them, if you want right now business, pick up that phone.
Exactly. Pick up the phone. All right. So I want to wrap this up on a nice little warm and fuzzy bow, warm and fuzzy, cozy bow here.
Warm and fuzzy.
And warm and fuzzy. Perfect. I love it. What is one thing you would have your final words for good old Vulcan 7 Nation, what would that be?
Mindset matters most.
Mindset matters most. Yeah, mic drop. Boom. We're good. We don't need to talk anymore. Okay. So, Melissa, let's say someone is moving from Houston, Texas, to the Space Coast of Florida. How does one get in touch with you?
You can call me 321-258-1514 or text. And you can email me, melissaGrant at kw.com. And I would be happy to help your clients and make them feel warm and fuzzy.
Oh, there we go. There you go. All right, Melissa. I want to say thank you so much for being here today. All right, and
Aaron, thank you for having me. I appreciate you so much. I'm a big fan. I
oh,
love
you're
Vulcan. I love Vulcan. I teach that to agents in the office. So we've had a few newer agents recently sign up with Vulcan. So I love it. It's the best platform that there is.
oh, you're too sweet. Thank you so much. And I just remember everybody use Vulcan, go make some money, and just remember, I know it's a little bit small, but trust the process. Y'all take care of yourself. Be
That's
good
the
now.
process. Bye, Aaron.
Bye.